The Open Mic Broadcast Network would like to take this time to recognize its sponsors and underwriters: Attorney Lee Van Richardson, Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union, Prairie View Athletic Club, Temple of Refuge Ministries, Reflections Paint and Body Shop, Helping Hands Lawn Service, Diva Skin Conditioner, Purple Drip Daiquiri and Grill. For more information on how you can become an underwriter or a sponsor here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, our number to call is 832-213-8824. Serving the community through faith and athletics. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, Prairie View, Texas.
And welcome to the Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union Hotline, the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. We have found someone who was MIA, at least from the network for a little while, but we are so excited to have her back under a new alias. We'll talk about that in just a moment, but I'll present to some and introduce to others Coach Dawn Thornton of the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing outstanding. How are you, Mike?
I am absolutely fantastic. For those who are hearing that voice, he was formerly known as Coach Don Brown, but as in the color purple, I's married now,
huh? Absolutely. I'm still floating on cloud nine from being married about two and a half weeks in the game, and I'm almost a month in the game, and I'm still floating.
Well, look, congratulations, and you're playing catch up. I got 32-year head start on you.
You know what? I just hope that I'm able to see 32 years of marital bliss. So I salute you.
Well, the key is going to be having a man cave and a woman cave. And once you all figure that part out, the rest will take care of itself.
You know what? We've been talking about a man cave, and he told me I am not to enter the man cave. So I guess you might be right.
Absolutely. You got to respect the rules of that now, because if you break that rule, then you break all the foundation of what a marriage is all about. Respect the man cave laws. All right?
Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to definitely do that.
Well, good. Look, it is really good to catch back up with you. You were, as they say, on a, let's say, sabbatical, if you would. You stepped outside the conference for a little while. Now you're back at the full head coaching role now. What was that like for you, and what's been going on at Pine Bluff?
You know, it's a blessing to have an opportunity to be back in our conference. I'm a product of an HBCU, a graduate of Jackson State, the Jackson State University, 2005 graduate there. So, I've had an opportunity to then in this conference, and now in my third institution, 3 out of 12. We were 3 out of 10, but now we're 3 out of 12. So, like, I like to think that the third time is a charm. So, having an opportunity to be at the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff has been a blessing for me and my family. I'm so excited entering into my third year. There's a bright future ahead of this basketball program. And I'm just elated to be able to lead such a powerful young group of young women.
Well, there has been some signs of growth each year that you've taken over, and they say the third time is a charm right now, and I know that you have been portal happy, if you allow me to say that, and talk about what this new look Golden Lion team is going to be bringing for 21-22.
You know, I think a lot of our listeners are fans, supporters. They don't really kind of understand what goes on behind the scenes of basketball programs. You know, in the preseason, we have to go and play a lot of these different games to bring in some revenue into our institution, which we love to do as coaches. We embrace that challenge because, you know, how good of a feeling is it for you to be able to get the check and the win. So for us to have an opportunity to play such a tough preseason non-conference schedule has always been a challenge for us. So I say that to say is that we don't really measure our success by wins and losses. And in year one, we were able to look back and triple our conference wins in year one from, before I took over this program. In year two, we were able to beat Arkansas State across state rivalry that has never been done in the history of this program. And so we were able to do that. And, leading this team last year, we had Joyce Kennerson, who's not a stranger in this conference. Prior to her, tearing her ACL in our first conference game, we were riding the cloud. The momentum was high. We're going to our first conference game versus Mississippi Valley. We have 20-plus points going into halftime. Joyce Kennerson tears her ACL, 21 points in 21 minutes. And then we started to, search to try to find an answer. Well, unbeknownst to some, I think that we were able to find that answer in the portal this off season. So the portal has been really, really, really great to us, and we are excited about the new faces and the new pieces that we have added to the puzzle for this upcoming season.
Now, when we talk about the portal, some look at it as a monster, some look at it as a blessing in disguise. It has totally changed the dynamics of recruiting as we once upon a time knew it. And how has it impacted the decisions that you make, and even when it comes to signing them too early? So what impact has the portal had on your program?
I think for us, God makes no mistakes. And we didn't sign one student athlete in the fall in the early signing period, and it wasn't really and truly by coincidence. We just weren't ready to pull the plug on any of our recruits, and I'm glad that we didn't. Although we are bringing in 2 high school student athletes, but we just flat out jumped into the portal and we got lucky. Let's just call it. We got lucky. Because we were bringing in 6 transfers. 4 of the 6 all started at their previous institution who had a winning record. So to bring some type of winning blood, winning culture into our program is exactly what we want the foundation of this program to be. But, it wasn't just about going to the highest bidder. I think for us, at HBCUs, a lot of times you get caught up in the name and you get caught up in the hype. We weren't just necessarily recruiting these kids that had been at Power 5 universities who were number 13 and 14 on the roster. No, we went and got number 4 and 5 that were on the roster starting for these programs, and that's what we are excited about.
Now, you just made a pretty good point, Coach, talking about the culture of changing. Now, when you got there 3 years ago, of course, there was a certain culture and tone that had been set. And how long did it really take for your student athletes to buy into Coach Dawn's way of seeing things, Coach Dawn's way of doing things, Coach Dawn's way of thinking things? How long did it really take for it to transition through, or is it still under construction?
That's a great question because I think that, I took this job in 2019 in late May. And the tough part about that is, I think for those who are familiar with how coaching cycles operate and how they work, typically you want a coach to start somewhere around March or April. Well, this was a late hire. And so that means we were only able to recruit what was kind of left in June or July, which is well after signing period in April. So we had a great group of young women that were returning that wanted to see some new blood in the program, that wanted to be able to have an opportunity to rebirth some life into the program. They were bought in. I think that the excitement for this women's program in the city of Pine Bluff, in our community, everybody was rallied behind something new. And that's what, that's typically what you see with fans. And I'm okay with that because, like I said earlier, we were going to ride the wave of the hot hand. And so for us, we had an opportunity to really and truly instill that foundation in our young women. And I've had the opportunity to work with some great administrators that's like, Coach Brown, whatever we need to do to be successful, whatever it's going to take. And that means our student athletes is bigger than just basketball. So we need you all killing it in the classroom. We need you killing it in the community. And you also have to take care of your business on the basketball court. And so once we check those 3 boxes from those student athletes, we know we have the right student athlete. And I think, to be honest with you, sitting back now, looking back over what we've accomplished with this recruiting class we have coming in, we got all those boxes checked.
Okay, so all the boxes are checked. The Golden Lions are roaring. And so if I'm hearing you correctly, look out, because here we come.
I think it's somewhere that they're putting on social media something about the Lions are coming. So I think that that's what we've been rolling with. We've been talking about our hashtag being our way, and that's something that we're going to hold on to this year. A lot of people have been sleeping on UAPB, and I think a lot of our coaches in our athletic department are excited about the direction that this department is going in, and I think that a lot of people are going to be surprised when they see the new product on the floor and in the field.
Absolutely. We're talking right now with Coach Dawn Thornton of the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, the women's basketball coach. And you talk about the new blood and our way of doing things. You have a newly appointed athletic director. You just signed a new basketball coach on the men's division. Coach Doc Gamble has been a shot in the arm on the gridiron side of things. When you hear this our way, what exactly does that mean to you, Coach?
I think it's one of those things for us, for women's basketball. This women's basketball program has been looked over. And I took this job knowing that the last championship was won in 1966 and 1967, that academic year. And for us, for these young women that's coming into this program, they understand that and they know that. But they know that it's going to take a little, it's going to take a little bit, it's going to take a little bit more than just what you see on the surface in order for us to be successful. So you got to be, I think the new cliche is you got to be 10 toes down for the cause. And that is giving it everything that you got. We talk about 100, giving 100% of who you are 100% of the time. And I think that that's the reason why you're seeing the change. Chris Robinson, our new athletic director, is a visionary for this department. He's an alum. And he's ready to get the ball rolling. I don't even know, they have a lot of major projects that's going to be, getting the media really, really soon with our department. And I'm going to be honest with you, 5 or 6 years ago, I don't know if any coach would have wanted to be at UAPB, but I guarantee you in 5 years from now, everybody is going to want to be at UAPB.
Well, it sounds like the excitement is definitely in the air. I can feel the charge through the line right now coming from Coach Dawn Thornton of the Golden Lions. Now, of course, you being in a unique situation, your new hubby is a coach in the conference as well on the football side of things, and he is coming to be a foe now on the western side of things. Man, how are you guys handling that in the household?
Let me tell you, everybody who is affiliated with me and my husband, they know that it's FOE, family over everything. So when my husband is on the field, his wife is going to be right behind him, supporting him. And so I'm rooting for him and everything that he's doing. But seriously, family is everything to us. That's all that we have. And in our unique situation, in our marriage, in our relationship, we understand how important it is for us to be there to support each other, because you and I both know how difficult it is in this profession and how things roll over and turn around just with the blink of an eye. So we have to be there to support each other, because I think they say, when if you don't have family, you don't have anything. So we definitely understand that we have that within each other.
No doubt about it. And I guess the question would be, how do you balance the distance when you have one on one state line and the other on the other state line, and you have a 5-year-old son in between? And who is he rooting for? Is he rooting for the Braves? Is he rooting for the Golden Lions? How's that working out?
Camden is living the dream, to have an opportunity. See, some kids get to support their parent during their particular season. But Camden, he is very well aware of understanding there's a football season, and I can go with daddy, and then there's a basketball season, and I can go with mommy. So that's one thing that he is really enjoying, and I think he's kind of manipulating the system a little bit, because he misses so many Fridays from school, because he knows, hey, we got to get on the road to follow dad, but we rooted and grounded him with a lot of knowledge and understanding that Daddy is leaving his legacy for Camden, and Mommy is doing what she loves doing. So that's just kind of how it's been, and the distance is just a state line between us. And I mean, as long as my car got a full tank of gas and his truck got a full tank of gas, and we're gonna make it work.
I know that's right. So you're gonna meet me halfway or something, but we got to make sure that everything is everything. That is all right.
That's exactly right.
We're talking right now with Coach Dawn Thornton of the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff on the Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union hotline. The new basketball season will really be kicking off in a few weeks, and it is amazing how these things just fly around, especially with the COVID experience that we've had right now. And everybody, you may mention on it that the non-conference games or strategic games. Can you give us a makeup of what your non-conference schedule is going to be looking like come the fall?
Well, one thing that we definitely wanted to do was continue to stay safe, to take care of the well-being of each of our student athletes. So we strategically planned a preseason, a very challenging preseason schedule, to where we're going to be driving distance in majority of our preseason games. We can't really talk about that until we release the schedule, but we will be making our debut throughout the state of Arkansas. We're going to try to touch and grab all of those areas, north, south, east, and west, because we want to be able to put our institution, our university, on a platform to where all of our young women that's interested in playing collegiate basketball know who the Lady Golden Lions are. So that's something that we're looking forward to, and I will, share with you that we will be playing in a tournament in Miami, Florida, because we have three young ladies on our team from right out of two of them are actually out of the Miami area. So we're excited about being able to play in a tournament down there the first around Christmas time. So it's a very competitive, a very challenging schedule. I think that all coaches in our conference look forward to playing our non-conference schedules to prepare us for conference. But the trend that you're going to start seeing now is, a lot of our coaches, a lot of our programs, we're going to be collecting checks and win. Alabama A&M did it last year. Jackson State did it this past season. So, Texas Southern, Prairie View. I think the trend is about to start, and the shift is going to be moving towards the momentum of our HBCUs now.
Well, it's absolutely an exciting time to be involved, not only with HBCU, but with college athletics across the board. It's a new way of doing things. It's new heights to be reached and depths to be dug deeper into. And with that, we talk about the NIL era, naming, image, and likeness. Now, we know that all budgets are not created the same and all opportunities are not the same as well. How do you prepare your young ladies for the name and image and likeness era? And if you guys are taking advantage right now of the cost of living stipend cost that you can give your students, are you guys in position to take care of that right now?
Well, to be absolutely honest with you, I think a lot of our HBCUs right now are taking advantage of being able to educate our communities with the opportunities that we give our student athletes. And I think that that's something that we really and truly have been directing our energy on. That's one thing that I think that is a challenge for all of our schools, though, is that cost of attendance right now. But you would find that our student athletes, our transfers in the portal, Mike, they're not looking for cost of attendance checks. They got them at their previous institution, but now they're saying, you know what, you guys, I'm going to do something different, and I'm going to go and bet on myself. I'm going to go and step out and take a step in my future, my own future, to do those type of things that I want to do. Those are the student athletes that thrive in our program. So, no, I don't think that there may. I don't know if there's a school in our conference that has an opportunity to do that. But I will say that isn't the deciding factor right now with a lot of our student athletes. They want to be treated right. They want to be respected. And they want to be in a position to where they're going to be used to do those things that they know how to do to help bring the recognition to our school. So those are the type of student athletes that we've been blessed to have an opportunity to have our hands in.
That sounds very interesting. If I'm hearing you correctly, the money is good, but it's not the end all be all to decisions being made of landing, in particular at Pine Bluff.
Absolutely. You know, one of those things that has been just important to us is making sure that we can bring in the right student athlete. And that's one thing that I think that can make or break any program. You want to make sure that you can bring young ladies and young men into your programs that's bought in, especially with the portal. I think I heard Cedric talking on the phone to someone today. There's 17,000 student athletes in the portal. And to have that type of volume, you know, at the access of coaches right in front of a computer, you don't really have enough time to go and dig all the way back to try to find out, well, what did this kid do, you know, or what's going on. You got to go out and make sure that you get the right field. And for us in recruiting, I would like to call it the aha moment, where when we figure out what's that one spot, what's that one niche, and we're going to be like, you know what, aha, this is the kid that we need. Those are the young women that we bring into our program. And so those are the ones that we are going to allow to lead us to a successful season this year.
Now, Coach, let me ask you this, just as straightforward as possible. Is recruiting the way we knew it once upon a time over with?
You know what? I'm gonna say no, because when you're old school recruiter and you got it, you know, it just never leaves. We do things the right way. So we're gonna talk to your mom or your dad or your guardian or whomever it is that you stay with, that you live with. You know, you should be touching bases with high school coaches. You should be touching bases with AAU coaches. You know, you should find out, you know, who's in that inner circle. And then as a coach, you should be able to go out and have conversations with those people so you can get a better understanding of the type of student athlete that you're recruiting. I think that helps you as a coach. It puts you in that situation to be a better coach because now you know how to actually coach the student athlete. And so, you know, some coaches only talk to the kids just because that's just who they are. But I still think it's very important to kind of peel back those layers just to see what that foundation look like. You know, everybody see the tree after, you know, you planted the tree, you watch the tree grow, but you know, like I know, you'll have some foundation issues if you don't know what the roots look like of that
Absolutely,
tree.
absolutely.
So we want to know what those roots look like before we decide that we're going to make a decision on students.
Okay, and another part to that, Coach, with the portal being what the portal is, and it has created a logjam, as I just heard you make reference of 17,000+ students in the portal, in conjunction with high school student athletes. Is it gloom and doom for high school seniors now when it comes to recruiting?
You know, I think it's tough for them, definitely, especially for those who had high hopes of being able to go and play Division I. You know, those that were in the 10th grade who, you know, had promising futures and all of the different, you know, people who rank students and scouts and do all these different grades and stuff on them. I think it's tough on them. But I do think that for them to have an opportunity to go and play junior college basketball for a year to kind of get acclimated, you know, per se, to get yourself ready to go and play Division I basketball. I think that can be a blessing for them also. You just have to kind of be a little bit more open-minded. You know, one thing about it is if you're trying to travel to a destination, there's more than one way to get to where you're going. And I think that they just have to open up their mind in understanding that I'm still trying to get to point B from point A, but I may just have to take a small detour to get there. And I think if they have that mindset and that mentality, they're going to realize, you know, hey, I had an opportunity, you know, to have 5 or 6 schools to recruit me when I was in the 11th grade, but now I'm sitting here with 10 offers on the table. So I think that if the grind is there, if the passion is there, you know, and a lot of coaches want kids. That's the microwave effect. We want you to come in and be ready. And I think that we definitely tap into a lot of junior colleges a lot of those programs to get students that's going to come in and get ready. So I think that, if they can kind of open their mind up, they'll get to that destination in a timely manner. It just may not be when they thought that they were going to get there.
Well, I see it as a unique, challenging times right now, and the reason I'm saying that is, yes, we're talking about Division One ball, and to a degree, you really don't have time with all the financial uh, meat that's on the table to develop kids the way it used to be. They got to come in ready to go because now livelihoods are on the line. You have everything that's such high stakes right now, and they got to be ready to go, and they're going to have to be able to be developed. So if you're a JUCO coach, is this where you thrive in tuning up kids to get them ready for the next level?
I think that the great thing about having an opportunity to go to a junior college, they get an opportunity to really develop as a student athlete. It's one thing, I've seen freshmen come in and a lot of schools in our conference don't really recruit a lot of freshmen. They like to go the junior college route. They like to go the transfer route because sometimes when you bring in freshmen into a new program, you got to wait on them to kind of get that itis out of them. They don't know what to expect. The anxiety is high. They're being, homesick. They're being, away from their parents in a different environment. And sometimes, it takes a minute for them to be able to kind of get used to things. And so for us, it just gives us a situation to where, it gives us a sense of where, like, we want you to have an opportunity to go to junior college. Go and get that 1 year. Get a feel for college. See what it's like for mama and daddy not to tell you, wake up, get up and get ready to go to school. See what it's like to do it for a year on your own. And then I think that they would realize that, what, this is what college is about. And now I'm ready. Sometimes when you bring high school students in, you don't have that effect. And I think even for us, it's been a challenging. It's been very challenging for us to make sure that we're bringing in the right freshmen that get it and that's bought in because that with that freedom on your hands, it can make or break you.
We are talking with Dawn Thornton of the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff Golden Lions women's basketball head coach, and her third season. And as we've been making reference to, they say the third time is a charm, coach. What should we expect to see on the hardwood from your team this year?
That's a great question, and I think that they say that the team should resemble the head coach. The team should take on the personality of the head coach. And one thing that they will definitely be able to identify this women's basketball program with is energy. We want to make sure that we're bringing the excitement to the game. We're going to love each other. We're going to share the basketball. We're going to play up tempo, and we're going to have a great time doing it. But like I said before, it's bigger than the basketball. I expect nothing but the best for them to excel in the classroom. We had, a cumulative team GPA this past year above a 3.0. And we're raising the bar every year. We're trying to get better. We want to be the standard, and that's what we talked about. So we're going to do this our way, and that's making sure that I think they say that if we get it from the mud. We're not looking for handouts. We're going to take advantage of the opportunity to have a chance to get it done another day. So we're excited about that. I think the fans, our community, is going to see a different caliber basketball team. We got quite a few transfers out there, and so we can't wait to play.
Well, I know the excitement is in the air and all over Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I do have this question that I've been burning to ask you, and I'm going to let it rip right now. When you go to Brave Nation and you take on the Alcorn State Braves, what does your husband say?
One thing that I love about my husband is he is consistent in his every move. and he has always sat in the same spot, no matter where I've been, no matter what color that I'm wearing or what university I'm representing on my chest, he's gonna always sit across from me. He's my peace. And I know that no matter what the score looks like, if we're up 20 or if we're down 20, I can look directly across from my chair and look dead at him to know that he's going to be right there to have my back. So I would like to think that he's going to be there to support his wife in all that she does. So that's where we're going to leave that there.
That you're going to leave that right there?
I'm going to leave it right there.
Okay. I like the way you put that emphasis on his wife.
His wife.
I like that. Say it one more time. Say it one more time.
His wife. Come on now. That's a good thing, man.
Oh, my goodness. We are definitely having a great time on the Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union Hotline with Coach Dawn Thornton, also used to be known as Dawn Brown, but that is behind her now. She is a new woman now with a new lease on life, and we definitely can hear the energy in her voice right now. Coach, it has truly, truly been a blast to reconnect with you, and we're looking forward to more great conversations like this in the very near future. How does that sound?
I really appreciate you, Mike, for having me on here today. My first interview going into the 21-22 season, so there is a lot of excitement that we're building off of, and I really appreciate what you're doing. Thank you so much.
Well, we appreciate you as well. Now, I love you like a fat kid loves candy, and I'm only going to root against you twice a year in basketball season. And I think you already know which one that is, right?
I do.
Okay, and it's nothing personal. It's just that's my alma mater, but I just have to. But I'm going to spread the love for the conference throughout the top and the bottom, and we are truly, truly excited for you and the new hubby, the family, and the growth of the family. You're going to have enough for a basketball team as far as children?
I've been telling him we need to get this roster right. Who knows what God has for us? But we just gonna pray about it, and whatever God say, we just gonna follow suit.
I know that's right. Well, look, thank you so much for joining us again. She is, once again, Coach Dawn Thornton of the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, Golden Lions head women's basketball coach. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. We thank you so much for joining in with us. And until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.